Hello students, welcome back to the chapter on equality. We are going to start with the new topic, that is recognizing dignity. Okay, what do you understand by recognizing dignity? The reason behind the unequal treatment that we saw, okay, caste based, religion based, okay, and background. These are the main things which you have to remember, that is caste, religion, class and background. Om Prakash Valmiki and Ansari story. We had gone through the two stories which depicted or talked about how Prakash Valmiki, okay, Om Prakash Valmiki, he had faced the caste discrimination when he was at a tender age, very young age, when he had to face the sweeping, okay, which he did. And Ansaris, they didn't get an rented apartment, right? So, where you feel all the others are counted as equal, but you are totally being discriminated from the group, that is violating your dignity. That is violating the dignity. That is what is being mentioned here. When a person is treated unequally, his or her dignity is being violated. Due to this, one feels as if he or she is less than the equal. Recall the case with Om Prakash Valmiki and Ansari. Om Prakash Valmiki, what did he feel? Okay, he had been in the classroom where all the other classmates, as you see, were sitting on the mat. But his chance was, means when he had to sit on the mat, he didn't get the mat. He was out of the mat. Whereas other students used to sit in front of the class teacher, whereas the boy had to sit near by the door. Sometimes he was cruelly beaten by the teachers without reason. If you have any reason, if you are being beaten for any reason, it's okay. We understand. Sometimes due to the mismanagement in the class which is done by the students, misbehavior, sometimes teacher might scold or give a beating. That is understood. But without reason if it is done, then it is not, okay. It means totally that you are violating the dignity, okay, of someone. So that is what we understood from Om Prakash Valmiki's story and even Ansari's story. When they went for the apartment, a rented apartment, and in that rented apartment, again the same situation takes place. He is not being given the apartment. Why? Because he belongs to a religion which, okay, they eat meat and all. This is the basic they told, okay, and the dealer, he said that you change your surname, and after changing the surname, you can get a rented apartment over here. This is what he spoke. So he said, no, I am not ready to change my surname. Let my surname be, because others are even having whatever they want. And why we are supposed to change? It's only because of religion. You saw discrimination in the story of Ansari. Okay, so the untreatment which is given to people around, that is to be seen clearly. Everybody deserves the same respect and dignity. Equality in Indian democracy. The Indian constitution recognizes every person as equal. Everybody is counted as equal, means equality of all person is recognized in a democratic India. Whereas earlier there was no law existing to protect people from discrimination and ill treatment. How does this equality recognized in the constitution? How do we come to know how is it recognized? Every person is equal before the law. Everyone is counted as equal. We saw in the first case in the story of Kanta that everybody during the voting, okay, everybody gets one vote to cast, right? So everybody, may it be any profession, any age group, you are given one vote. So that is where you don't feel that you are being discriminated, where everybody is counted as equal before the law. No person can be discriminated on the basis of race, caste, place of birth or gender, may it be female or male, whichever place birth, okay, wherever, whichever area you have been born, caste whichever you are belonging to, you cannot be discriminated on the basis of these things. So this is what is being mentioned in our constitution. Every person should have an equal access to all the public amenities or the places which are there. Okay, we are not supposed to discriminate anyone on the basis of caste or whether it's wealth or whether it's gender based. Okay, everybody should be treated as equal. Two ways through which government tries to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the constitution are: one, through laws banning untouchability; through government programs or schemes, that is midday meal scheme. If we talk about the laws banning of untouchability, and if we are talking about the government programs, then there is a program which they started, the government had started by the midday meal plan scheme, okay, in Tamil Nadu, that we'll see in the detail. But the laws which are being framed by the government, okay, that is to be taken seriously. Here they are talking about untouchability, okay, ban on untouchability. Earlier times there was a system of caste, okay, higher caste, lower caste. So as you pass through a Brahmin, the Brahmin would pour the water, okay, and then he would ask the person not to pass through. So there were so many discriminations. You would see the lower caste people totally been put to the outskirts of the village. They had to stay out of the village. They are not allowed inside the village. So a lot of discriminations which we could see earlier. So by this, the government tries to see that these people get the equality which they have to have. Okay, so banning on untouchability. This has been given through the laws. And the other program of government scheme, that is midday meal scheme. Okay, let's see about the midday meal scheme. Government program is to ensure equality, but how? How do we ensure that we can get this midday meal scheme? Okay, how? Under this program, what they used to give? They used to give free cooked lunch, and it is being provided to children in all government elementary schools. How did it start all? Okay, it started in the state of Tamil Nadu in 2001 by the Supreme Court. It asked the state government to bring this program, and this program had many positive impacts. Okay, because when the enrollment of the students is done in the government school, basically you see a lot of students, okay, they have 10 to 5 hours school timings, and when you get the break, lunch break, most of the students from the second door, they will escape home and they won't come back. The reason behind is that the lunch break which is given, the houses are not nearby, it's too far, and to come back for the second shift is too difficult for the small children, so they avoid coming back. So that's how most of the students don't return back. To avoid this problem, the government had started providing them midday meal scheme. Okay, so the cooked food was being provided to the children, and that was helpful, and which increased the number of students in the school, plus they used to get nutrient food, and even other than that, the students of lower caste, higher caste used to stay together instead of moving out. Okay. Yes, let's see further. Positive impact of midday meal scheme. Many poor children have enrolled their names in the school. Again, they have come back because they have been provided. There is a reason behind this. The parents already are laborers. They work in the agricultural field, and when they are working in the agricultural field, they do not have time to come back. If they come back, then they have to cook back for food for the children, and they have to stay back, okay, with children to feed. So the children also stay back to see even the young ones, and in so many cases, yes, they see back their young ones, and the second shift they do not come, return back. So many poor children have enrolled because of midday meal scheme, their names in the school. Earlier, children have to go home for lunch and then they did not return to school for second shift. But now attendance has improved. So now they don't have to go for a break, they have to stay back here only. As you get the lunch break, you stay here, all the students together have their food, and after the food you get some relaxation time, okay, recreation time, and then you can return back to the class. So there is no need of going home, so there is no question of second shift. Earlier, their mothers had to interrupt their works to feed their children. Now mothers could do their work in continuity. Now no mothers have to wait or cook for the children or come back from the work and feed the children. No need of that. Okay. Now students can get the food at school. So the ladies who are doing the work, okay, they have a continuity in the work. There is no break. They don't have to come back. This program reduced caste prejudice because both lower and upper caste children in school ate this meal together. Okay, both the caste, means lower caste and upper caste. As I said, in the government rural areas, if you go in the rural areas, you find lot of children and you are being brought up by the caste system. But as you go to the urban society and all, you don't find people talking about the caste religion. But yes, they have a talk in the matrimonial site or the newspapers, they talk about. Okay, other than that, no. Midday meal also helps to reduce hunger of poor students. So midday meal plan which has been provided, that stops the hunger of the poor students. Midday meal scheme play a very important role in increasing what? Equality. And we are talking about the topic on equality, and here when we are putting this line, okay, midday meal scheme plays an important role in increasing equality. How increasing equality? We saw just now only that all the poor children are increasing in the school, okay, the number of children is more. Earlier students had to go back, okay, then lower and upper caste students coming together, even the Dalit women who are there, they get a chance of job over there for cooking and all, and so this helps the people in getting this scheme in benefit, so they are being provided with a salary. But still there are many challenges to equality. Difference between the school attendance by rich and poor children respectively, discrimination on basis of caste, religion, disability, economic status still exist. Attitude changes very slow. Attitude changes very slow in this midday meal scheme what we saw. Okay. Issues of equality in democracy. Struggle against inequality is not limited to India. Only there are many other democratic countries suffering from this problem. For example, in USA, African American face huge inequality. African American were treated extremely unequally in the United States and denied equality through law. Story of Rosa Parks will definitely give you an idea about the situation of USA. So let's know about her story. In USA, there was a system that a white person wished to sit in the bus, then the black person had to either get up and go to the back seat. Okay? Rosa Parks, an African American in Detroit from long work, okay, when she comes there and she sits, she started a huge agitation. She refuses to give up her place to the white man on December 1955. She had started with the civil rights movement in 1964 and which was passed by the government. Here you can see Rosa Parks. Okay, and you have this bus where she is traveling with the white fellow, and as you sit in the bus, what is the condition? If the black person is there, you need to vacate the place and then give the place to the other person. That is the thing which was working over there. According to Civil Rights Act 1964, again the agitation showed up by African American US government passed the Civil Rights Act in 1964. Discrimination on basis of race, religion and national origin was prohibited. According to this act, schools were opened for African American children would not have to attend separate schools. They were allowed in the same school. Okay, this all was done to ensure equality. Because she raised her voice, she said, no, I'm not going to give. And after so much of hard work, you are tired and you give off the place to someone else is not possible. So that's because she voiced for herself. That's how people also got a chance to voice out. Despite the inequality exists in America, most African American are poor. African American students attend government schools, whereas white students attend private or highly rated government schools. Challenge to our democracy. No country can be described as being completely democratic. No country can be described as being or having complete democracy. Individuals try to expand ideas of democracy and push for a greater recognition of equality on various issues. Main struggles for that recognition of all persons as equal for their dignity to be maintained. What do you think whether the equality of a person is ensured or not? Are we able to maintain the dignity of each individual or not? This is the challenge over the democracy. Main struggles for the recognition of person as equal or their dignity to be maintained. So these are the challenges which not only India is facing, other places also you find this type of situations. So hope students you all have understood with this topic, and we'll meet soon in the other chapter. Till then, bye-bye.